Welcome
to Sweethearts or Rivals.
That's our show.
My name is Charla.
I'm Justin.
He's my husband.
That's my wife.
And we like board games.
We do.
So we just wanted to make a little introduction video to introduce ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about why we like gaming so much. How we got into it. And a little bit maybe about the reviews.
Yep.
How they might be structured and the points we look for and things like that. So you just get a better idea of who we are as gamers.
And the ride that you're in for.
Yeah.
Alright, how do we get back into gaming? It's interesting we use the word back. We've always been into gaming.
We have.
There just wasn't very good games.
Or we didn't think there were very good games.
That's true, that's a good point. We didn't think.
Way back, 100 years ago, I mean in 1990 whatever, when Magic came out.
Yep.
We were in high school. We were dating. And we played Magic like crazy fools.
We did.
Yeah, we collected tons.
Yep.
And then...
Way too much.
Yeah. We sold it.
Yep.
And then we kind of missed that whole Catan scene. I don't know how we missed it. Anyway.
I think I was in Korea when that hit.
No, that was like early.
Even before? Okay.
Yeah, that was before
that.
that.
You just missed it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So how do we get back into gaming?
Yeah, how do we get back into gaming? You
Okay.
want me to say it?
I'll go for it. I'll tell the story. I like telling stories.
Okay.
So, I think what really kind of launched us getting back into gaming was a couple of events. The first one was tabletop.
Yes, our best friend.
Yep.
Will Wheaton.
Yep.
He's our best friend.
Sure.
Not really.
No.
He has no idea who we are.
Nope.
But I just like to say he's our best friend because, like, come on.
Because why not?
You watch him in your living room and he's like...
He's there. He's teaching you the games. He's showing you something you've never seen before. And you're like, that's awesome. I want to get that. And that's what happened. We watched the episode with Small World. And I thought, I really want to get Small World. That's like nothing I've ever played before. That is really awesome. So I went on a quest to find Small World. And I found Carcassonne.
Carcassonne!
And I bought Carcassonne.
Carcassonne.
And then I was in, I'm a teacher, and I was teaching at junior high. And one of my students found out that I had Carcassonne. And actually, it was a student that helped me find Carcassonne, just randomly chance that we found it, because I couldn't find Small World. And so we started playing, and it was awesome. And I thought my wife would be angry at me because I was spending money on this silly board game of laying tiles. And then I introduced her to it.
And then I played it. And then I played it again. And then I said, did you mention there are expansions for this game?
Yes, there are.
Oh my.
So many.
And then the addiction happened.
That's right. Carcassonne.
Thank you, our best friend Will Wheaton.
Yep, and Carcassonne. We love this game.
Yeah,
We're
I do.
addicted to this game.
I like it. It's a tile laying game. You are collecting points with your cutest little meeples.
Yes.
Meeples are cute. You'll find out that I like the cuteness. I got myself a set in pink.
Meeples are awesome. I just like them all.
So, what else do we want to talk about?
So that's how we got back into gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that addiction of trying to find every possible expansion, but saving money getting them, because board games are expensive, we stumbled across Board Game Geek. We started watching reviews, started to get to know what each reviewer likes and dislikes, and where our likes and dislikes meet and don't meet. And that's how we got into board gaming. And
do you remember that day that we watched reviews for 11 hours straight?
Yep.
11 hours straight we watched reviews.
Yep.
Tom Vassell, Joel Eddy, Watch It Played, Starlight Citadel. They're awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We loved them, and we fell in love with the whole everything. Reviews, the game. Like, it's just...
We used to have a
we're
nice
obsessed.
big shelf full of books. Now we have 2 big shelves full of games. And that's okay.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
Right. So some of the games that are our faves and why they're our faves and the kind of categories that you might see us reviewing. Obviously, we're going to be reviewing Carcassonne at some point. Not that it needs to be reviewed, but we just love it. It's awesome.
We'd like to show you our point of view. Yeah. And, you know, that's what this whole thing is about. It's us playing games as a husband and wife, because there's not really a lot of point of view from a woman. which is, I find that totally ridiculous. We have a gaming group. There's 3 guys, 3 girls. We all love games.
Yep.
And, I got to get my voice out there. I feel it's something that I need to do.
All right. You want to go first?
Sure.
What's your first category?
The cuteness.
The cuteness.
I love cute things. Pink. I just have to say this one thing. There's not enough pink in board games. Yellow. Who puts yellow? Put pink. There's red, blue, green, black's fine. White's okay. Get rid of yellow. Get rid of orange. Pink. Pink. Purple, pink.
There's more purple, I find, these days.
There's a lot of purple, which is nice. I'll play with red. I'll play with purple. Love to play with pink. Anyway, that's just a little aside so you know a little bit more about me.
Okay.
I like cute games. We have Takinoko and we have Takedo.
Being pushed out of the way by the cuteness.
They're both really cute games. I love the components. I love the boards. I like that kind of game where you have to plan ahead or strategize. And they both fall under those categories for me. So my cuteness category is Takinoko and Takedo.
Good games.
The cuteness.
Yep.
What's your first category?
My first category is the awesomeness. I like awesome games. I like a lot of theme and strategy. If the game doesn't have a really good theme that draws me into the game, it's not going to hold my attention. But if it doesn't have really good mechanics that make the game, really strategic, lots of adaptability, new tactics, and a little bit of luck, it's also not going to hold my interest. So I like a nice blend of those kind of games. So we have Terra Mystica, and we have Lords of Waterdeep. The awesomeness. Terra Mystica, heavy Euro strategy game, really, really deep. I love it. And there are some people that have said that it doesn't have a lot of theme, and there is so much theme in here. The power, the different player boards, every single fantasy race theme that is in here has a completely different strategy associated with on how to play. And if you try to play them the same, you're going to lose horribly. Love Terra Mystica, great game. Lords of Waterdeep, again, awesomeness. Not as heavy as Terra Mystica, but fun. When I saw Lords of Waterdeep and somebody had taken a lot of Euro strategy mechanics and applied it to Dungeons and Dragons, which I played as a kid and still play to this day, it blew my mind. My mind went and I could not believe it. So I bought it. And I didn't tell her until it arrived and we played. So, the awesomeness.
That was an earlier purchase.
Yep.
Now it's nothing for us to be like, we're way over the, minimum over ship limit for free shipping.
Yep.
Which games are we going to cut?
None of them. All right. What's your next category?
My next category is the creative game. I like a creative game like Once Upon a Time.
Yep.
The cards are really cute. The color scheme they picked is really cute. So, I would like the game anyway, probably, because my second game on the creative list is Gloom, which, when I saw it on tabletop, I thought that is the ugliest, dumbest theme I've ever heard. Gloom. Who wants to play a game where you're, out to jab your other player and kill your players off? I thought, that doesn't sound fun at all. Anyway, our friends have it. I've played it. I had a ridiculously fun time. I had just as much fun with Gloom as I do with Once Upon a Time.
And it's creative, and I think another part, and this I guess would be my category that this and Gloom fall into, is just story. I play role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games all the time, and I love that building of a story collaboratively.
Thank you. You're welcome.
With other people. And Once Upon a Time and Gloom are just great ways of doing that.
It's fun.
Yep.
What's your next category?
My next category, cooperative. And again, got to have that awesomeness in it. And one of my favorites is going to be Darkest Night. There are some other games that fall into this category. But friends of ours have them, so I don't have them, like Arkham Horror.
They just got Eldritch Horror. We're really looking forward to playing that.
Can't wait to play that.
I think I'm really going to like Eldritch Horror.
Yep. So Darkest Night is collaborative. It's got that heavy theme. It's got great mechanics, and What I really like about this and cooperative games is that sense of dread where you don't think you're going to make it. Even working together as best as possible, it's not going to happen. You're going to die. The necromancer is going to win, and all of creation is doomed. And then you just pull it out of nowhere and come up with a great strategy and go for that last roll and just make it by one. I love that. Darkest Night, great game for that.
Very good.
Yeah.
My next category?
Do you want me to do another?
I just have one left.
I'll do another. All right.
Okay.
Again, heavy strategy. I like heavy strategy. Theme does have to be there, but heavy strategy is really coming into it. I like unique themes, so for that we have Trajan and The Village. I'm just going to take over some of the table here.
Sure.
All right, so Trajan. I love Trajan. My favorite Stefan Feld. Very heavy. So heavy strategy, good theme, very unique. Love Trajan. And The Village. The Village is another one. Not as heavy, but a lot of strategy. And again, it has aspects of that storytelling where you have your villagers, and Uncle Joe is brewmaster, and Dad goes to town and he's working to make carriages, and then the son goes off to travel. And then Uncle Joe dies. Oh, that's so sad. But we will remember him forever in the chronicle, and plus get points for it. So The Village, story, strategy, theme, love it, unique.
I think the story of that game is always in your head because I've never heard about Uncle Joe and dad that goes to the village, and I like the game. It's very good, but I don't have a story in my head for it.
There's a lot of strategy with The Village where it's good for people of your family to die. And the first time I played it, I couldn't do it. It's like, no, I need to make all these guys last and live as long as possible. And I don't think I won that game, but it's fun.
Okay, my next category.
Go for it.
My next category would be, I really enjoy worker placement games, and I enjoy cute worker placement games. So we just got Bora Bora. We've only played it once, and I loved it. Excellent components. The game it's got many paths to victory. You're placing your workers. There's dice rolling. There's collecting things like resource management.
Yep.
I love it. And
Very
also another worker replacement game that we got. We backed the Kickstarter for Euphoria, and I really enjoy this game as well. Because I really like games that you have to think like 2 and 3 moves ahead. You almost need a notepad to say like, okay, I have to do this, and this on my next 5 turns. And then, but then all of a sudden you roll a dice. Anyway, there's dice rolling. It's got some of the cuteness. The components are really good, and the artwork is really nice.
Very unique.
It's very unique. Yeah, it's almost hitting the cuteness for me.
Yep. And definitely hits the awesomeness.
Yeah,
love Euphoria.
Hits the awesomeness.
Bora Bora. Love Bora Bora. Again, that theme, a little bit of story, a lot of strategy, awesomeness. It's all in there.
Yeah.
Yep. I also like epic games. Things where you're building like massive empires and things that are just overwhelming to all the other players, and that's how you win. So one of my favorites, Seven Wonders, a tableau. So you got cards, and you're building on each of those cards each turn. Whoops.
That's okay.
And we're good. So one of my other favorite Seven Wonders. I just love building that huge empire and deciding, am I going to be like a mastermind of politics? Am I going to destroy my opponents through military? Or am I going to be like a scientific beacon of massive knowledge and just take the points that way? So lots of paths to victory, which is another great thing in games. Love Seven Wonders. And there are a lot more games that I love. Are there more games that you love?
Oh, I love tons of games.
Lots of games that we love.
But
That's
those
just
are some of the categories and the examples of... so if you think those games are awesome, then you're probably going to like our reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably going to understand our point of view. Yeah, if you don't, whatever.
Yeah.
It's our point of view. We don't all have to match. If we all did, man, it would be boring. We'd all play solitaire all day. There's
going to be 4 main points, at least starting off, that we're going to be covering our reviews. and this will probably evolve over time. And if we want to hear your thoughts, your opinions. So if you want this adjusted, if you think it should be a little bit different, let us know, and we'll take that into account. The four main categories we're going to be looking at in our game reviews are going to be components, strategery.
Oh, right, strategery.
Yeah. Complexity and playability. So in components, we're going to be looking at... this is an extra right thing.
Pardon us.
For components, we're going to be looking at things like quality, the artwork, the durability. Is it wood or plastic? Wood always trumps plastic.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. Is it cardboard or paper? Cardboard always trumps paper.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be looking at for components. Strategery. Is there a lot of strategy? And in a lot of reviews, people will talk about strategy, tactics, and almost like they're interchangeable. At least for us, strategy is long-term. Can you put a long-term plan into motion and carry it out? That's strategy. Whereas tactics is more short-term and adaptability. Did something just happen to cause you to get blocked? Can you adapt to that and take a new tactic? And then, of course, strategy, tactics, and then there's the randomness or the luck.
Oh, yeah.
We're not huge on randomness or luck, but every game needs a little bit. Otherwise, it's predictable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to be looking at for strategery. Complexity. How complex are the rules? Are they fiddly? Is the rule book really good to follow, easy to understand? How teachable is it? Because you can put a great game on the table with a group of people and start explaining how to play the game, and they're running for the door. Yeah. How fast is it set up? A fast setup is always awesome. Not that I won't go through a long setup for a great game, but it's got to be a great game for me to go through a long setup. And how difficult is the game? And then finally, playability. With playability, we're looking at the mechanics versus the theme. We like to have a mixture of both, and really important is to have the mechanics come from the theme or reflect the theme. It needs to make sense. Another way of saying that, the mechanics and how you play need to be intuitable. It's just like, I can do this because it just makes sense. The number of players, being a husband and wife that game all the time, we need 2-player games. However, we also have a group of 6. So that kind of sweet spot for players is 2 to 6. Love that. How replayable is it? Is it hitting the table a lot? And then there's the funness versus the cuteness versus the awesomeness. Mm-hmm. And then finally, the length of the game. There are games that, as awesome as they are, just run way too long. And then there are games that just are too short. So those are the 4 things that
we'll
will be...
There aren't very many games that are too short.
There's not too many.
No.
Mostly they tend to run long.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because they're awesome. So those are the 4 kind of focuses that we have, at least starting, for our game reviews. And what we'll do is we'll talk about it at the end of our reviews. But then afterwards, below... I can do that now. Below. You'll see our breakdown of all 4. And we have a 4-star kind of...
Rating
one is
system.
Yeah, rating system. Thank you. So 1 will be poor, 2 will be good, 3 is excellent, and 4 is outstanding. And that's how we're going to be reviewing our games. Should we talk about our format, or should we just wrap up?
No, we can wrap up.
All right.
They'll see our format when they watch our awesome videos.
That's right. And hopefully in the very near future, we're going to be streaming some games with us and live. And sometimes we'll have guests over and stream, so you can watch a video of how the game is, and then you can actually see us play it, which seems to be pretty cool these days.
Yeah, I think it's getting popular.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Well, we did tape one. We taped Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
We're uncertain if we're going to post it or not.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny.
Maybe
to us.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be funny to you guys.
Yeah.
If we get brave, we'll post it, and you can tell us if it's funny or not.
Once Upon a Time in the future. Maybe.
They should make Once Upon a Time in the future.
That would be a good idea. We're going to send an email to that company right now. Cut.
You know what I was just thinking?
What?
We need a theme song.
Of course.
Maybe we could just write our own.
Okay.
Something like, we love games, gamey games, we play games, gamey games, yay, games!
That could work.
You don't like it?
I'm not singing that.
Huh.